It is 5 o'clock. And who do we have? We have Lee. Hey, Lee. Morning, Yogi. How are you? I'm good. It's hot. It's only 5 in the morning and it is already hot. It's going to be 101 degrees today, I believe, and just get hotter through the week. I think later in the week we'll start getting down back into the low 90s. Still hot, but a little more seasonable. Seasonable. Eh, hot. Let's just leave it at that. It's hot outside. Sissy says, Grand Risings, Lee. Thank you and love you, bro star. I love you guys too. So I asked a question yesterday, last night's live stream, when it was a little slow, and asking about, how are things with the channel? What do you guys, don't like? What do you like? What don't you like? And what can we do to, I would say, I would, accommodate everyone. Not that every change is going to be acclimated. Is that the right word? I do think what we're going to do is when people come up to hang out, unless it's like my co-host, Kat and Jack, um, like 10 minutes, so that more people might have an opportunity. More people might be more inclined if we had more time for each one. Does that make sense? Hey, Long John, how are you? He says, Yogi, I want to thank you for being a friend. I don't have many. You're welcome, Lee. Thank you for being a friend. Hey, here on with this channel, you got quite a few friends. You're a beloved member of this community, Lee. So steady. And I mean that. You're just a steady presence. Reliable, reliably loving. So anyway, I'm looking for feedback. Long John says, thank you. You as well. One of the things I was going to briefly touch upon, a sore subject for many. So many people don't get past this when they're studying A Course in Miracles. Specialness. Guess what? You're not special. We love making special relationships. In special love relationships, you are my partner because, and then we list all the reasons why. All the becauses. Of course, when any one of those becauses is becomes flexible, when those causes aren't met, now you become a special I don't like you. And if we take it a little further, it becomes a special hate relationship. And then we have special hate relationships because people think differently, believe other. Sablak says, what? Excellent question. Hey, Lucy. Now, here's the thing. Sissy says, I don't think criticism of this channel is the path we are on. Yogi, if you made changes, it could only make things less authentic and more limited. We love Yogi's Basement just the way it is. Well, thank you, Sissy. I do appreciate that so much. All right, let's just be intuitive. Let's take an intuitive approach. Lisa Soul agreed. It is comfort for me, and I'm even myself here. Always feel free to be yourself. Lucy said, I've tried being other people. It didn't work. The other people got insulted. They were like, what are you doing here? This isn't you. Get out of here. Everyone else I've ever tried to be has told me to skedaddle. And no one likes being told to skedaddle. Let's see. Mage? Maged? Magd? I don't know how to pronounce it. It says, can I be a mod? Probably. Eventually. But not today. We need to get to know you. Everyone that you see that's a mod here, they've been hanging out with me for a bit. It doesn't take long. A couple days showing good intent that you're here to contribute, have fun, support, and love each other. And, you mod it up. I also don't believe any mod, at least here right now, has ever asked to be modded. Not that that's a bad thing. Ask for what you want. If you don't, it makes it less likely you're going to get it. I mean, specifically for me, have you ever asked the universe for what you wanted? Have you ever asked God for what you wanted? More importantly, have you ever said, God, what do you want? And how can I serve? Imagine how beautiful a life that would be. How can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? Your every single need will be met when you are in service to God. This was a big reminder for me. God is the source. So I'm a full-time YouTuber. Obviously, I'm here every day. I am in your face 24/7. This is Yogi Media 24/7. Hey, Carl. Longjan says God is love. Absolutely, Longjan, absolutely. Thank you for that. Sissy says that was my intuition speaking. I appreciate that. And you are someone, I trust your intuition so much. Carl says, morning all. Lacey says, MFS's first initial starts with an L. That's me. I found this out from a friend when we were playing a game on their Crush's channel. The mystery deepens. Another piece of the puzzle. I have high hopes for MSS. Hey, Lucy, he seems to be really steady. And steady is important. Carl says, Lee, what's up, man? What was I talking about? Oh, source. Full-time YouTube. So I start thinking, man, what if things get difficult on YouTube? What if you rely on videos being seen, shared, liked and commented, memberships, stuff like that. And you can start getting fearful. And fear can serve as an awesome reminder that you're facing the wrong direction. Fear reminds you that you are facing the ego and you are not facing the infinite. Fear reminds me that you are facing a limited self, that you're facing small beliefs in who you are, and that you are not opening up to the universal flow or connection. So the reminder that I got was YouTube isn't the source. YouTube isn't the source of my income. God, the universe, love is always the source. Not just my income, your income, and your creativity and your inspiration. If I limit it to people, I'm limiting the source. Because everyone acts through the infinite. Everyone acts through God. You are instruments of God. As long as I keep reminding myself what the source actually is and not to limit the instruments, I'm good. Yogi says all kinds of stuff. Yogi, when you hear of someone that's set in their ways, I think of ego and an unwillingness to change, habit, thinking, or to consider other views. That could be, Lee. How I like to think of it, people are set in their ways because that's what they know, and they don't know another way. This is what yoga considers. I was reading about this more this morning because I was making a post on the succinct path of yoga as offered by Course in Miracles. Course in Miracles is yoga, mind training. Yoga is simply mind training. Uses the vehicle of the body and the breath and meditation to train the mind. Course in Miracles uses the vehicle of forgiveness. This is why I keep coming back, Lee. Don't worry about someone else's ego. Don't worry about someone else's unwillingness. Don't worry about anyone else's habits or how they think. Constantly and continuously examine. Don't worry. Don't confront. But just examine your own thoughts. What are your thoughts about that person or this person or whatever person? And where are those thoughts coming from? Every thought is yours. Every single thought that you have about another is appearing in that one mind. So it can't be anywhere else. So it actually has nothing to do with that person, but everything to do with us. So when we examine our thoughts, is this true? Can I absolutely know for certain that it's true? How do I act when I believe it's true? And who would I be in the absence of that thought? 4 questions. This was presented by Brian Cady, a modern day Buddha. Not a modern day Buddhist, an actual Buddha. Remember, Buddha is a title meaning awakened. When the Buddha was asked, who are you? Are you a god? Are you an angel? Are you an avatar? A deity of any kind? And he simply smiled and said, I am awakened. I am the Buddha. Christ is a energy, is a title. It's not Jesus' last name. Jesus Christ means one who has awakened in Christ consciousness, fully so. No longer identifying the secret of the resurrection, no longer identifying with the body, the personage of Jesus, but fully recognized in the energy of absolute love, God consciousness, which is Christos in Greek, love, Christ. And guess what? When he said all of these things that I can do, he meant, and when he said the kingdom of heaven is within, he meant we can all, hey, Mr. Dollar, we can all do that. We can all awaken to our Christness. And that brings me back to the original thing. Sameness versus specialness. Specialness says this person has Christ consciousness, this person only has a little bit, this person has none. This person has done so much damage to me, to the world, to whatever. Surely he can't be the same as me. He can't have the same amount of Christ. He can't have the same amount of love. He can't be the same in the eye of God as me, because look at me. I'm a good guy. I'm special. That's like a wave standing out amongst the ocean and saying, look at me, I'm the best wave ever. I've got more water than this wave. I'm a special wave. Every wave's unique, yet every wave is the same. Every person is unique, yet every person is the same. God sees only the ocean. God sees only love. God is only the experience of love. So to say that this person is more special than another because they do good deeds, this person is less special because he does pretty nasty deeds. In the eyes of God, they are the same. It's a hard thing to wrap our heads around. Does that mean that's the nature of forgiveness? We look upon everyone the same internally, but that doesn't mean that we, if someone, my drops are bigger than yours. Yeah, I've judged my drops before. Sissy says the story in the book, Stories of the Spirit, Stories of the Heart. Sissy says, Yogi, I like Samadhi, 1, 2, plus 3 videos for your most recent post. I hope you don't mind. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Hey, Sissy, always. Sissy, you and I, we're in this together. If you were here right now, you can do it to me right now, Sissy. Let me know if you're going to do this with me. High five, my friend. High five. Did I get a high five? Are you leaving me hanging? I'm waiting. Let's see. Sissy says, my mind just went to some shadowy places. Yeah, we go there, and then we go back out. Hey, Lee. Lee says, hello all. Carl says, what we think about other people based on their behaviors. Yes, you're right. Not going to argue that, Carl. But their behaviors aren't them any more than your behaviors are you. Do you want to be limited to your behavior? What if you use the wrong fork at a fancy dinner? That's pretty gauche in some circles. Yeah, I used the fancy word. Do you want to be limited? Do you want, if you did that, do you want everyone to say, man, we can never ever invite Carl to a fancy dinner again? He doesn't even know which fork. He used a salad fork to eat his steak. Not only did he eat his steak, this was a vegan dinner, and he brought his steak to a vegan dinner. Barbarian. We're not our behaviors. However, that doesn't mean that we can't offer gentle corrections to ourselves. And in extreme cases, murder, corruption, crime, and it's a greater correction. But regardless of the crime, regardless of what happens in the outer circumstances, the internal, the inner, the Christ that resides within everyone is present and can go nowhere. So forgiveness is saying, I refuse to judge you just on the level of form, although on the level of form, you certainly have to be face a prison sentence, depending on what you did, or corrected more firmly, strongly. But internally, I see you as a child of God. So this makes forgiveness accessible, and it sets us free. Cave Yogi, speaking third person. Lisa says, if not him, I happen to not be the L he's interested in, because there's another Lucy in our friends, then the door will close and another will open. Agreed, another will open. Hey, let's say that the door is already open. We just don't know who and what that's going to be, and when we're going to be invited to step through it. Sissy says, you got to triple for your trouble and just smack. Well, thank you for smacking your phone. He says, hope everyone is okay. Thank you, Lee. Sissy says, Carl, we are not any more valuable than you, my friend. Agreed. I think we humans are different. Some of us have definitely more value than others. I wouldn't say value. Some people realize their value and others don't. But that doesn't make one more valuable than another. And don't confuse sameness with uniqueness. Sameness is Christ. Sameness is God. Do you think God values a robin more than he values a sparrow? Does God value a blade of grass more than God values a tree, or vice versa? Does God value Carl more than he values Yogi? Does God get upset when Yogi refers to himself in a third person? God might smile and say, man, how come after all these years he doesn't use proper English? Longden says small fork equals salad, big fork equals meal. Thank you. Carl says Donald Trump is definitely more valuable than me. In the eyes of God, do you think? Do you think in the eyes of God he is? And what can we do to help you see yourself in such a shiny fashion that you would never, ever believe that anyone was ever more valuable than Carl, including the President of the United States? You think the President of the United States or the President of any country is in a teeny tiny little YouTube chat group talking about love and uncovering, discovering, revealing little ways that we can all love each other? But guess what? Carl is. And maybe between all of us, we can help put a smile on Carl's face. Hey, I don't know if you knew this before, Carl, but the little fork is for salad. The big fork is for the meal. Go through life with the confidence of knowing that you know your forks. Thanks to our friend Long John. You might have known that. But me, I'm relieved. If I'm ever invited to a White House dinner and I see everyone eating their steak with a little fork and I'm the only one who's doing it correctly, although I won't be eating a steak, I'll be like, nah, look at me. I'm more valuable than these guys. I'm pretty special. I know my forks. Sissy says, Uncle, he started on the Don. He has walking strip full of word salad, and that's all I have to say. It's difficult navigating the political landscape. Hi, Kat. Oh, hi, Kat. Hi, Yogi. Hello, friends. Hey, guys, let's send a big, big group prayer to Kat and Jack. Big day at work. Just send energy, send love. Because she's Kat. Because I love her. So we're going to go out and take a walk in just a minute. I'm going to read something real quick. Because it's reality, man. We can't deny it. Is it reality? Is it reality? And have you ever confronted reality? Me too, sissy. I avoid the political landscape. I find sometimes it pursues me. God, Longer says, God mad at Cave Yogi. I'll draw a hieroglyphic and see if I can make amends. I was going to say I'll go out and pet a woolly mammoth, but you guys got dirty minds, and you would take that in some direction we don't want to go. Kat says, Yogi, and sends love. You know what? I don't know why I just got so emotional looking through those hearts. Tears coming to my eyes. Man. I don't know what's happened to me, guys. Story of my life has been one of breaking open and just this, I don't know, an infinite heart that just wants to love and love and love. Not that I don't get caught up in the shadows, but you guys certainly shine the light in my direction to help me see through those shadows. Doesn't take long anymore either. That's the remarkable thing. Lucy says, I have a dirty mind. I have friends that are bad influences that way. All of you guys are bad influences in the best way possible. He says, have you all got to go? See you soon. See you, Lee. So we're lifting Kat up with absolute love. Fork knowledge. Thank you, Long John. I think we need a video from you, Long John. I'd love to see a video from Long John. The yoga of forks. I wonder what the possibility of that happening. Can we inspire Long John to do a video on the yoga of shorts? Yoga of forks? That would be your first video. He says, love you all. Got to go. See you soon. Love you, my friend. Yogi and love with love. Isn't it a beautiful thing? And then you could have that perfect for you. That perfect representation, the perfect representative, it's a better word, the perfect representative of infinite and absolute love. And what a gift I've been given. Like the beaver, it's often funny, half the little beavers, we love our beaver creature teachers. We do love our beaver creature teachers. So see, that's one of my favorite comments on all my nature shorts is we love our creature teachers. Love you too, Lee. It says Sissy. Carl says, yes, it's true. People care more about someone who is rich, even if they say bad things about their behind the back. Some people do. Some people don't. I could care less about the rich. I'm more interested in the rich in spirit. I'm more interested in one question. And Jerry Garcia. Long John mentioned this a while back. Long John, do you remember? What's the secret from Uncle John's band? What is the ultimate question that we only need to ask ourselves to awaken from the illusions into reality? Long John, what's Jerry Garcia's secret presented in Uncle John's band? When we get the answer for that question, I got to sign off. He says, don't look, Yogi. I might laugh. I did laugh. And if I happen to see one of my beavers this morning, that's right, I got more than one beaver. It is definitely going to make me laugh out loud at the pond. Me and the sun and the beaver. Long John is laughing. Fork yoga. I might have to do a post on fork yoga. I might write something. Creature teachers go for broke. They can get robbed and manipulated. So they can't be robbed and manipulated. This is true. We do love our creature teachers. Lisa says, it really doesn't take much to make me happy. I'm very humble. A guy that treats me right is all I want. That is not much to ask for at all, Lucy. Sissy says, you beaver stud, Yogi. Hey, Sissy, I don't want to brag. But I got 2 beavers in my pond. And they might be making little beavers. They might have already made little beavers. Hey, Anna. Anna says, good morning, Long. Good morning, Lucy. Lucy says, good morning, Anna. Line them up. Line up them beavers. All right, I'm going to read one thing. Anna says, how are you today, Yogi? I'm good. I am good. I've been up for 3 hours. Breath work, meditation, my first yoga asana, going out for a walk. Carl says, I don't understand your point. Maybe I live in a different world. Nope. All of us are living in an illusory world. The world you see is not the real world. Do you think on the 6th day of creation, when God looked around and said everything is good, and we're thinking of this metaphorically? So we don't need to say Bible isn't true, this isn't true, whatever. Nope, metaphorically. On the 5th day, God looked around and said, all is good. If you would look around the world right now, would you think all is good? We would see distinctions and separation. We would see violence and crime. We'd see warfare. We'd see people, specifically children, starving. And we could say, how could God look on all this and say it's good? How about if this is not the world that God created? How about if we superimpose a world of illusions upon reality, and we call it reality, but we're waiting for the clouds to part? Don't wait for the clouds to part. Dive in and explore. Mercy, how are you? Thank you for like number 11. Long John, are you kind? What I want to know is, are you kind? Uncle John's band. Maybe I'll try to sing that sometime. Yes, I did threaten to sing for you guys. Here's the line. Now think this through with me. Let me know your mind. Whoa, what I want to know is, are you kind? There you go, guys. The secret to, let's say, so-called spiritual life. Are you kind? That's it. Are you kind? Carl, that's what it comes down to. Are you kind? Everyone's saying hi. It's great to see you, Mercy. Mercy says, I love you, Eric. I love you too, Mercy. Sissy says, but it cannot be taught. It can only be realized. True. Good morning, Kamari, says Anna. And good morning, Kamari, says Eric. Says Yogi. Says Caveman Yogi. Sissy says, okay, so forget it because I'm done. So we definitely live in different versions of the world, Carl. Are you kind? Absolutely. Thank you, Long John. You said that. Do you remember saying that in a chat maybe a month or so ago? And it just floored me that you offered that. It was so perfect. Mercy says, I am kind, Eric. Mercy, you are the kindest. You are beautiful and you are kind, and I absolutely love you, my friend. Carl says, I'm kind to some, not to all. So if you were to look through the eyes of God, remember Meister Eckhart, the great Christian mystic, the German mystic, who said, the eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me. That's the secret language of the mystic. Rumi says, I, me, mine, us, them. These are not terms that are used in the Garden of the Mystics. Long John says, I do remember that. I remember it well, Long John. Again, you absolutely floored me. And again, that was a casual conversation like a month ago. I hope you realize, Long John, how much I value you being here. Anna says, yes, I am kind. You certainly are, Anna. You certainly are. You are kind and you are essential. Lisa says, I'll be live at 6 a.m. That means I better get out and take my walk so I can, and get my workout in so I can catch up with you. 6 a.m. Central Time, which will be 7 my time. I'll be done my walk. I'll be drinking my green tea, so I'll be able to join in. So let me read something real quick, and then I got to go. Mary Oliver, it was early. Anna says, thank you. You're welcome, my friend. It was early, which has always been my hour to begin looking at the world. And of course, even in the darkness, to begin listening into it. Especially under the pines where the owls live, and sometimes calls out as I walk by. As he did on this morning, so many gifts. What do they mean? In the marshes where the pink light was just arriving, the mink with their bristletail were stalking the soft-eared mice, and in the pine cones were heavy, each one ordained to open. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Little mink, let me watch you. Little mice, run, run. Dear pine cone, let me hold you as you open. I love that. Dear pine cone, let me hold you while I open. But my favorite line, sometimes, we'll talk about this later. I'm going to post it real quick, and then I got to run. Hey, Easy. Let's just play out as a theme for today. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. You don't need a cathedral. You don't need to be in a church. You don't need to be in a sanctified clearing. You only need to stand wherever you are to be blessed. It might help if you paint yourself blue and duct tape antlers to your head and there's a sacred fire going on. It might help. Give it a try and let me know. Lucy says, later, Yogi Eric. Later, Lucy. Mercy says, bless you, Eric. Bless you. Long John says, appreciate you, Yogi. Thanks so much, Long John. Love you guys. I'm heading outside.